If you're not sure of what the answer will be when you ask the question, then maybe the answer is no.
You don't know why it's going on.
If you're watching this, you're probably a guy who's going to propose or planning on proposing anytime soon. We're happy for you. You may be a little bit puzzled, stuck on what to do, confused, or have some bouts of anxiety. We're here to help you ease that out. My friends, I was at this spot a few months ago in April, and unfortunately for me, I could not find anything like this. That's why I'm making this. So stick around and watch this video to the end. This video was brought to you by St. Tracy. More on that later. Let's get into the video. The first thing you need to put in place or measure is your readiness. You must be sure that you are ready. Nobody wakes up one day and decides to start building a 2-story building. Any house, in fact. Nobody just sets out and tries to buy a car. Everyone does some due diligence, marking the cost and seeing if it's something that is worth doing, trying to see if it's tenable, if it's feasible, if it's something that you can do in this moment. So it's important, much more than your passion, past the fact that you've been in a relationship for quite a while. And so marriage and proposals must be the next thing. You must ask yourself to slow down and see if you're ready. Ready for the lifelong commitment. Ready for the financial impediments. If you're ready for the emotional backbone that you're about to be. So you must be sure that you are ready. If you're sure of that, the next step would be to check with the guy upstairs, with the big man upstairs. Prayer is very important. And this is not because you're not sure, it's because human beings change. And you need some form of spiritual insight. All right, you need some level of spiritual insight. People change. People are not who they say they are. Not really because that's a bad thing, but because they evolve, they go through situations, occurrences happen, and they become new people altogether. So you need someone who is outside of the construct of time, who can counsel you, guide you, tell you, I know that you're invested in this, but this person may not be the same person in 10, 15, 20 years. And maybe you should look out for this. And maybe you should change your mind. Maybe you should go look for someone else. See, and I know a lot of times we're always afraid of praying, of asking God what he thinks about the relationships we're pursuing. And mostly because we are too attached to that person that we cannot fathom letting them go. We cannot imagine living in a world where they do not exist. That's the thing about love. But then it's important to know, so you choose your battles informed. You need to know. We've been traumatized with that prayer. The prayer is the one they say, I do not know how to say it exactly, but you get the gist. You will get the gist of it. If this person is not supposed to be in my life, then please take it away. And immediately you pray that prayer, boom, it looks like all the hosts of heaven are actively trying to answer that prayer, and everyone just puts all hands on deck and they try to flush that person out of your life. And maybe that's what you're afraid of. But loss, especially with people leaving, your partner leaving, is not necessarily a bad thing. So you must be open to letting it go if it does not serve you. And if God says no, then please do not go ahead with it. You must also gauge your timeline. That timeline is important. We do not just get a ring and give it to the person just to wear. A ring is not just an accessory. It's a promise. It carries the sentiment of a promise, saying, hey, put this on. Do not let other people consider you're open. Close the door. I'm going to be with you. If you do not have a deadline, a timeline to work towards for the marriage to happen, then maybe you should sit it out for some time. Because nobody's daughter is Lord of the Rings. Nobody's daughter came to this life to be a placeholder for your dreams. I like that rhyme. That was good. All right. So You guys might have talked for a while, and so you need to go back and rethink all the things that she has said. Her preferences for the proposal, start thinking about it. The hints that she's given about the kind of ring she wants, the kind of place she wants. Let your mind reevaluate those things. Bring those things back into memory and try to refreshen yourself with that information. There are things you may need to ask. There are things that you may have noticed. All right, do everything you can. If it means, you know, those bread wraps, those little strings that they use for bread wraps, especially in Nigeria, you can, just as a joke, put it on a finger and just try to map out the ring size. That if everything else goes good, map out the ring size and then go ahead from there. Much more than your readiness, the readiness of your partner is more important. The Bible says, can two walk together except they be agreed? And this is not just in a spiritual context, it's also physical. No contract works except both parties or all parties involved find some common ground, find some agreement. So you and your partner must be on the same page. Is she ready for it now? Is she giving you hints that she's just here for a short time and not a long time? Is she showing you that she's just a temporary person? And that's it. You need to keep your eyes open. More than what they may be able to say, you need to check to be sure. I'm telling you, you need to be sure. As much as you're ready to get into this, you need to be sure that they are ready too. Now, it may also be that they are not ready right now because of a few moving parts that need to be settled first. And if that is the case, then maybe you should give them some grace. And that is not to say that this whole thing will not happen, but let's just try to settle everything, make everything come to a point where we can comfortably step out on this journey. And say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. The journey of marriage begins with the proposal, or the days leading up to the proposal, the months, the moments leading up to it. You need to be sure that she's going to say yes before you pop the question. When we ask a lady for her hand in marriage, we're not asking because we're not sure of what her answer is going to be. It's like saying, I know you want me inside your house, but would you be kind enough to open up the door as I knock? I can open it and walk in, which a lot of people do. They just start living as though they're engaged, and then boom, one day they're planning marriage. That day just ensures that you ask the question and then she says yes. Remember, gentlemen, that if you're not sure of what the answer will be when you ask the question, then maybe the answer is no. And that's a very bad place to be in, because you've overstated that relationship and things can go bad from there. You're not on the same page. It means that your relationship has already failed, or the marriage you're planning is not what both of you see. That division is where the problem is. And so you may need to work on that. If you're uncertain on what her answer will be, then maybe you need to reinvest in that relationship, slow your horses, and try to grow things up again. Speak with your parents. You speak with them because the older generation have seen a lot of things, especially with marriage, for a very traditional centered climate as we live in, especially when it comes to the things of marriage. We're not just marrying individuals. We're not one person trying to get married to another person alone. The families are going to be involved. And so early on, your parents need to know so they can give you some form of counsel, because you've not really indulged in any of those traditions before, and they may have gone to a couple of weddings, see how it's done. They've had theirs themselves. They know how these things go generally. So not that you're going to do everything they say that you should do, but just so you're armed with more information, more counsel, and they can join you in prayers. You've spoken to your parents, and speak to her parents. Speak to her parents. If you are not close with the parents, there's a huge chance that they may say no. Do not take this off in bad faith. There might be something in you that would want to get up like a tornado and say, I was not accepted. you must bear in mind that you've been only in a relationship with their daughter, not with them. They do not know you, so give them the benefit of the doubt. Show them why you should be trusted. It doesn't mean to kiss their behind. It means to be your authentic self, one who they can see and agree that this person is a good fit for our daughter. If you were a parent and some guy who you barely know, whose abilities or capabilities shows up and wants to take your precious daughter away, you would have some form of holdback, even though you want her to get married. So put yourself in their shoes and show them more grace. I believe if you do so, at some point they're going to come around. Now, if it's taking more time, you pray about it, you speak to your spouse about it, you show up for them, show up in family functions. Just try to let your presence be felt in that sort of way. Have a better relationship with the siblings. There must be one sibling that likes you so well that they can vouch for you. When these uncomfortable conversations happen, you may not be in the room. You need someone who likes you and loves you and thinks that you are good for their sister or their sibling to be in the room to speak, for you. So this is where you show them love. Be kind to them. Be generous. Be affectionate towards them. Just treat them as family. Let them know that you're a good thing for them generally. And I believe that will make their parents come around. If at the end of the day everything goes well, then you practice your proposal. Nothing is hindering you anymore. Practice the words you're going to say, the clothes you're going to wear. Think back on what she wanted and get yourself the venue if she wants something private or she wants something public. If she wants private, try to respect that. All right, do it in that private way. If she wants it just with friends and close friends and family, then respect her wishes. Because I think that this is just my opinion anyways, that the proposal day, the engagement day, is truly the day the lady enjoys herself. That's the day she is free, she's with the ones that she loves. The wedding, yes, they're going to be the ones that she loves, but a lot of things go wrong on wedding days. We've seen a lot of angry brides on weddings. Some things do not just go as planned, and so they're not able to really be involved in the moment and really savor it in. So you need to be sure that it's what she wants and you do that. We've done all this. Let's go to the juicy part, which is getting the rings. So you go all the way to St. Tracy's. St. Tracy's have rings, affordable rings. They have expensive rings for every budget category. So for every tax bracket, you're going to be ably represented. When you've gotten that ring, keep it safe. I lost mine that day, but thankfully I was able to put it all together. Another thing that a lot of people do not consider is investing in proper memory capturing. So that's quality photographers and videographers. Let them capture the moment, the emotions of the moment. Because even if you try to reenact that same moment, it will never be the same. It won't. So have the best people capture that moment in the way that you like, in colors that you love to see yourself and your partner in. All right, that's very important. Accept all the help that you can, especially if she wants her friends and family involved. Give them roles. Allow them to show up for you. Take the responsibility off yourself alone. Take the pressure off yourself. When the day comes, rest. Be well rested. Get relaxed. Look for comfortable clothes. Enjoy yourself. Don't feel nervous. You planned all this while for this day that's finally come. When the right time comes, you get down on your knee and you ask the question. And we know the answer will be yes. So, my friends, when you've done that and she said yes, please feel free to enjoy, celebrate the engagement. Something beautiful just happened. Take some time to enjoy yourselves. My friends, this is the end of the video. If there are other points that I'm missing out, please go down to the comment section and type it down there below. If you're not African or Nigerian and the culture is different where you are, please put it down in the comments. Let's all learn. let's all get more armed with information. Hopefully others who are not, especially of the Nigerian or African culture, can see such from the comment section and learn something, 1 or 2 things from it. My name is Erastus, and it has been good having you here. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.